And why are you such a prolific publisher?
Why?
Yeah, because that's a lot of books, and obviously you wrote one when you were really young. Of course, Mom was writing books, but not
Yeah.
that many people publish poetry books.
I wrote my first book when I was 12, more out of just a desire because my teacher said, you're great. I need you to recite this. And I said, then I'll just publish it. So that was the first one.
Okay.
And then I wrote Drinking the Moon when I was about 16 years old because I was working on the show. And I had graduated from high school at 15 because it was just easier that way. But I was restless. Again, there has to be more to life than this, than just waiting on set and reciting lines. And basically, I'd be on set from 9 a.m. till about 6 p.m., but I'd probably only be needed for about 3 hours. And what was I going to do with the rest of my time? Read magazines? Watch TV? So what I
Is that
ended
what
up...
everyone else does?
No,
Okay.
not necessarily, but that's what I was able to do if I allowed myself to just do that. Because you're stuck in a dressing room all these hours. What are you going to do? So what I ended up doing was I enrolled in college. So I would go to college from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m., then to work from 9 till about 6 p.m., then back to school from 7 p.m. till midnight every day when I was 16, 17, 18. And through that experience, I was writing poetry. And I realized I had like 150 poems. And nobody was seeing them because I wouldn't show them because I was shy. I was, eventually I'm like, you know what, I'll just publish them. And that's how it started.
Okay. You also got a degree in fashion as well? Or
Yes.
did that come later?
That
Well,
came-
of course you did, right? On Saturday from 4 a.m. until 8 a.m. I went to fashion school. But I mean, like, there's a little strange pattern here of workaholic.
I can't help it.
Little
And I
bit.
think this ties back to my childhood being a refugee, a sense of like restlessness. I'm terrified. I'm not scared of death, but I'm scared of a wasted life. And I'm terrified that one day I'll look back and I'll say, I didn't accomplish enough. And for the life that I was given, the opportunity with these American volunteers, and I did nothing with it, it's like that restlessness.
Which probably sometimes is too much.
It could be. I don't think it's impacted me negatively yet with my personal family and friends, but it could be, yeah.
Okay. It's fascinating because you're growing up next to, say, the girl next door in Michigan who was born in America like everybody else.
Yeah.
And in America, you kind of have this God-given right that you get all this stuff. And you could argue it's not valued as much, say, to you, where you actually got ripped out of this country, had to go to another country, like barely survive, get these Americans to protect you, and now, boom, you're plopped in this America. So
Right. Well, I don't think that's entirely fair to say that these young kids, they don't take the opportunity that's presented to them. I think there's an issue with not necessarily the school system, but the way the Americans perceive opportunities. And I think if they just knew that, yes, there are so many of my talented friends, even in Michigan, who wrote beautiful poetry, but they never even thought of the ability to publish anything. They couldn't even fathom because nobody presented it to them as an option. And I think that's the number one gift my mom gave me. She said, anything is possible. What do you want to do? Read a book on it, study it, and you'll get there at some point. And I just wish other kids, because I've read poems when I was 16 years old, poems from 12-year-old kids that were amazing, even better than mine. And I used to even then think, why don't they publish their work? But nobody told them to,
okay.
Yeah.
You gonna write a novel?
I did,
Really?
too.
Okay. What are they about?
Okay, so,
Are they published?
my heart and souls. One of them is completed.
Okay.
And it's called the Besa. And the Besa is an Albanian word that I wanted to bridge over to America. It means a vow that is inviolable even beyond death. You have to you have to commit yourself to this vow, and if you don't accomplish it, no matter what, even if it means losing your life over it, that's the problem. So I wrote a novel called The Besa, and it's about a mother, Madame Vega, and her 7 children, and it's mythical. It's a bit of I wanted to imbue it with a sense of the Albanian culture as well, because it is a beautiful culture with beautiful traditions, and I wanted to preserve that in the English language. And coincidentally, I found out that Mother Teresa, who's Albanian as well, she also, in one of her letters, she mentioned the Besa, and she explained the exact same concept, that it's an inviolable vow that you cannot break under any circumstances. So that felt nice, a sense of validation of it. And my second novel is an epistolary novel, which is called The Journals of Olympia Pole. And this is a complete opposite. So the Besa is more of a period piece, a sense of exploring cultures in the mountains. And the Journals of Olympia Pole is completely written in diary entry form to her father. and it takes place 1,000 years in the future. And it covers the elements of humanity and what's preserved and what isn't in society. So what does love mean? How is love translated 1,000 years from now? What about currency? What about just different elements of our society? So, again, I could write another novel about like a period novel, or I could go in the opposite direction and see where that would take me. I can't settle in one genre, though. That's the problem.
And are you going to publish these things?
So, yes.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.